So, friends, August has been quite the month. This is a three paycheck month for me. I am employed full time, I am salaried, I get paid bi weekly, but August seems to be going off the rails. So, I'm going to take you along with me to do a quick cleanup in YNAB to see if we can course correct, cover some overspending, and try to stay on track. So, we're trying to move into the month of September without creating or accumulating more debt and also not trying to deplete all the savings that we have. So, if you're interested in seeing how we're going to make it through the rest of the month of August, please stay tuned. All right, you guys, welcome back to Budgeting Over 40. I'm Melissa, and like I said, we're trying to course correct the month of August. So August came out with a bang. It has been going a little bit wild as far as spending goes, and we are trying to see if we can move into the month of September. We have 11 more days. Today is August 20th, and we are going to try to see if we can stay the course, in a sense, stay on the track that I had pre-planned and make it through the month without, going any deeper into debt or depleting the savings that we have. So as you can see here, there are six categories that are overspent. I have one that is uncategorized that I need to go in and give it a category, but dining out is overspent by $32.57. Groceries and consumables by $6.95. Attire for myself is $162.48. There is a return that's going back to Amazon, so this is going to go away as soon as they receive the package. The dental expense is still there, and I can tell you guys that even though I still have this to cover, this morning I went in and I put on the crown, which is the final step in the process. My mouth still feels a little bit weird with this new crown, but thank the Lord, we are done with this process. So, from the time I went into my dentist having an issue with the old crown that I had on, so step one was going in and letting her know that there was something going on, and the tooth felt like a phantom tooth, like it needed to be out. From that point, it has been about a year. So the first time I went to see the periodontist, which is what she recommended, because what needed to be done was out of her scope. She is a regular dentist and she wasn't able to, she could tell me that something is going on, but she's not going to be able to fix it. So I went to the periodontist. After the first appointment, we did a deep cleaning, and he did tell me that, okay, it is what it is. What he's saying is nothing going on. But when I explained to him, like, listen, this feels like a phantom tooth, it feels like it wants to come out. So I went back for another appointment, and he said he had to extract the tooth. Oh my goodness. Was I scared? Yes. So ultimately, I went in and I extracted the tooth and I did an implant. So I did extract the tooth, you guys, September 19th of 2024. And today, August 20th, I was able to put on the crown and be done. Now the area is fully complete, but I still have this $2,100 to pay off. This is sitting on my Apple Card, and we're going to work on this. If we're not going to be able to take care of it between now and the end of the year, most definitely in 2026, we're going to be working on paying off this balance. So it's going to be floated from now until the next few months because, like I said, I'm working on my Discover card. This is the card that I'm trying to pay off. The 0% is expiring in January of 2026. I'm believing you guys are tired of hearing that. But anyway, medical copay, $25. I went in to see my OBGYN or gyno just for a checkup. And I do have a copay that I paid that needs to be covered. All right, so those are the six overspend categories. But what we need to do first before we can do anything, this $5.23 here, I'm going to move it out of ready to assign. This is money that I made on Ko-Fi. So thank you so much for you guys, clicking on the link and just purchasing the spreadsheets that I made in Google Sheets. They're nothing special, but they do help me to budget better. They do help me to stay on track. So even though I am using YNAB, I love to do paper budget, and I also like to map everything out in Google Sheets because you can always make a mistake when you do your addition or subtraction with pen and paper. So with Google Sheets, all of the formulas keep me on par, but I also want to see what I need to do to head into the next paycheck or the next month. So that's why I do those, not just YNAB, even though YNAB by itself is lovely. All right, so the $5.23 is money that I made on Ko-Fi. Thank you guys so very much for purchasing, but I'm going to move this 523 down to side hustles. And as you can see here, there is $6.55. This came from Rakuten. So I did purchase some stuff using Rakuten and I got a payout. I think they pay out every quarter or every 3 months, but not the regular quarters of the year. So $6.55 came to me. I'm going to go ahead and add the $5.23 to that. All right, so that takes care of moving the money out of ready to assign. So let's go over to the accounts and see what we need to approve, what we need to reconcile, and move from there. So in the personal account here, the side hustle did come in, so I'm going to approve that. I made some transfers from my SoFi check-in over to my regular account because I was saving some money up in SoFi in the different buckets or vaults that they call them. I actually like it. So I had to transfer some money out because some back to school money was in there for the kids and I did start the back to school shopping. So I transferred 169 and 58 cents out. Also, I paid my Capital One number one card. So here is what happened. Let's take a look at that first. So for Capital One number one, the braces was charged against the card for $225. So we can approve that. But once I charge the card, there is also cash back that I receive 1.5% for every charge onto the card in the amount of $3.38. And what I always do with that cash back is apply it to the balance of the card. So let's go ahead and approve this one. And then I made the payment to zero that card back out. So out of the 225 that I budgeted for or assigned for the braces, I only paid $2. Nope, I wish $2, but $221.62. Let's approve. And here we can go ahead and reconcile this account. As you could see, my recent bank balance and my YNAB balance is zero. So that looks good. So that's one account reconciled. Let's take a look at our Apple Card, which is the next thing that's showing up. So I did have dining out for $52.27. I did go to CVS, and what did I buy here? Okay, so I need to split this. This is not what it really was. So let's click on here. We can split the transaction. So $6.95. One of it was prescription. I had to pick up a prescription for my son. This was for $5. And then I bought myself some Mentos, which is the fruit flavored candy. My sugar level was so low and I felt like I needed something. So I bought a thing of Mentos for $1.95. Let's approve that. So it just splits where the money needs to go. And this is just for tracking purposes for me. All right, so let's move on to South Bay OBGYN. That is the medical copay. And then Microsoft 365, you guys. Remember that I did tell you that the annual membership fee had increased? So total that they're charging is $99.99, but with tax, it came up to $108.73. This was paid out this morning, charged against my Apple Card. So I'm going to match this transaction. I had put it in to renew every year because this repeats every year, and it went in, and then I had put it in for $99 because I didn't know how much it was going to be. I put it in for 110, but it is less than the 110, so those two transactions match. Also, this morning I went to 7-Eleven. I went and did a little bit of school shopping. This is dining out for $8.48. I went to BJ's and picked up a big package of juice boxes for the kids to go to school. I know it's early, but I need to shop according to my schedule. So I'm going to go ahead and enter this as well. And then I went to Walmart and I picked up socks and underwear, undershirt. What else did I pick up? I think I picked up a shirt and two jeans for my son, but it was $192.14. This is going to go to back to school. So let's enter that. And what else do we need to? Oh, Shell gas station, $50. I did buy gas out of the $100 that I did allocate. So approve that one. And now we have approved all the transactions. Let's reconcile and see. Nope, something is off. Okay, that means we could clear these. And then I think that it will say, nope, what's going on? Oh, one more. All right, then it should say that $3,720.37 are both balances other than, okay, nope, I went to Target as well. So Target here, I bought the kids some new clothes for $128.53. And to tell you guys the truth, this is not even a lot of clothes. This was maybe 4 shirts for my daughter, 2 bottoms, and then 2 shirts for my son. It was not a lot of clothes, you guys, for $128.53. This is getting to be very expensive for back to school shopping. And I had all intentions of saving for these things, but let me tell you guys, 2025, I had a whole set of goals in my head and a whole set of intentions, I should say, but a lot of them had to take the back seat to everything else that's happening. So I went, hubby and I are going to split these. We did talk about it. He's going to send some money over to a joint account for me to take care of the back to school shopping. So I have charged these to my Apple Card, as you could see here, and we're going to worry about paying that. Today is Wednesday, so by Friday, I should be able to cover these expenses. So let's see if now we can reconcile and both balances match, so we can say that looks good. All right, so the next thing we need to take a look at is my personal account. And because I did go through and talk about the Capital One number 1 card, I'm going to go ahead and approve that. I did make a payment to my Apple Card, 2 payments actually, 121.83 and 320.36. I can approve both of those because those did get cleared or are cleared from my personal checking account. So $1,131.58 is the balance in YNAB and also from the recent pull from my bank account. So looks good. All right, the last account that we need to go through is my Apple High Yield Savings account. There is some cash back that went in. So let's go ahead and do cash back and rewards for $1.05. One here for $1. And this is just from charging all of these expenses that I just went over. This is from charging those to my Apple Card, you guys. I do get a little bit of cash back. That builds up over time. And as mentioned before, I am using this cash back to pay for all of my annual subscriptions. So let's reconcile. $378.83 is the balance in that account. That looks good as well. So I think that's it. We don't have anything else to approve as far as transactions go. This $2.44, I'm going to put that into the savings for the subscription. So let's move over to the month of, what can we do here? So Microsoft 365, there's $5.27 left. So what I'm going to do first, we're going to change the target from $110. We're going to change it to, actually, let's just leave it at 110. It doesn't make a difference, right? But we're going to send this $5.27 back to ready to assign, and we're going to move that into the next month, which is September. So we can snooze this. Now we're going to hop over to September. Ooh, what's going on here? $2,492.29. Okay, I think I know what that is. Let's go back over to, ooh, now I see why. So for my cash, all of my cash accounts here, the bills account. So the check was cashed for the rent finally. So we can go ahead and put check 464 was cashed. All right, so we can move this to a landlord, and that's for the rent. So let's go ahead and approve that one. And now we can reconcile this account as well. There should be $0. This account is only used for the rent mainly. We don't really do much with this account because I like to pay the bills using my credit card. And then my SoFi check-in, I did transfer some money out. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on all these and I'm going to approve it. This was just moving money around between the vaults to then send over to my personal checking account. So let's go ahead and reconcile. There's $0 in that account right now. SoFi check-in did also have some movements. Let's see. This I can delete actually. I can delete this one, but I don't really want to because here you can see that SoFi check-in has a few different transfers. So 897 5 cents inflow in, then a 78.98 outflow, 99.62 outflow. And this is because I transferred each of these amounts from a vault into my SoFi checking. So it is count them as separate transactions, but you could see here when I transferred it from the SoFi savings, I transferred it as one amount. So it's 169.58, and that should be these two together. So I'm gonna just go ahead and reject these. We don't need them to be separate transactions. What's left in the SoFi account right now is not 211.60, it's 4202. And we're going to say, yes, that is the balance. And the only reason why I had to delete those because if I went ahead and approved them, then approve this one here, the balance is not going to be correct. As you could see, it was in the negative before, and that account is not in the negative. There's $42.02 in there. So that's why. All right, so that's it. We don't have anything else to approve. We don't have anything else to authorize, but we now have 8 overspend category. But like I mentioned, I wanted to do something with this $7.71. So into the September savings, we're going to go down into subscription. We can do BJ's annual membership and we can do Capital One annual fee for $7.49. Let's underfund those two. And then we can put the rest of the money, which is the 22 cents, into the debt payoff planner. And I try to take care of the smaller ones first before I take care of the bigger ones. All right, so that's it for all of the money that was in ready to assign. Back into the month of August. Now we need to see what we can cover. What can we cover? There's 8 overspending, and there's not much money to move around, you guys. So prescription, let's see if we have any monies we can move around to cover prescriptions. I don't want to move the money out of haircuts. I can't move the money out of personal loans. The Apple Card have some money to be transferred over. But everything else, you guys, everything else has to stay put, other than the money that's in holding here and the money from side hustles. So I'm going to cover the prescription from holding, and that takes care of that one. The medical copay, let's see how much money we have left in holding. $6.24. We're going to push that over there. And then the 1876, there's not much left in anything else. Side hustles, we can put $11.78. So now we still have $6.98 to cover it. And that is still a total of 7 overspend categories. Like I said, I don't know how much. I am tempted to take the back to school shopping for kids' clothes and shoes. I am tempted to take that out of the emergency fund. And the reason why, because I've been putting money aside and because I wasn't able to save up enough for the back to school, I'm going to wait to see what hubby sends over and then see what I can cover. Mind you, this 162.48 that I have in personal category, the attire for myself is going to go back. That's a purchase that I sent back to Amazon. and we shall see. So, for what I needed to do for back to school shopping, this could get them through the first couple of weeks of school. And what I do is I buy in small increments for them to go through the school year. I don't buy everything at the end of August to get ready for September because I've done that before and it's a waste of money. So I buy them just enough to get them through the first couple of weeks, and I buy periodically throughout the school year. So we're not going to go crazy. I'll let hubby know what we are lacking. $58.79 in food. We need to cover $320.67 in my babies to cover, 162.48 in personal, and health and wellness now is $2,106.98. So that is it, you guys. That is just me walking through. This is not a payday. This wasn't me coming in, assigning or allocating money from a paycheck. That's not it. That's just me going through, making sure I have an idea of where we are as far as money goes, how much money we need to come up with to cover overspending. I can always take it out of the emergence fund, but I don't want to because I really don't want to deplete the savings. But if all else fails, that's where the money is going to come from. And the money that I have there is more than enough to cover all of this overspending. But I'm not going to do it just yet. I'm waiting for hubby to transfer some money in to see what we're going to use that money to do. So the money is not there yet, so I can't tell you what I'm going to cover, but I really wanted to take you guys along just to show you the ins and out of how August has been beating us down. So I'm not I'm not discouraged. I am hopeful that we will be able to cover all of our spending in the month of August with August income. The only thing, and I'm going to say it again, you guys are tired of hearing it, but the only thing that may roll over into the month of September and onward is the dental expense. And as of right now, I am done. Hopefully, I don't have much to do at the dentist other than cleanings anymore. But my implant is now complete. My permanent crown is on. The temporary is out of here. And I feel very happy with the results. So I appreciate you guys for taking the time out to watch this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye now.